Hi, I'm Nathan Blackrain79 Williams. I've been playing poker professionally for almost a decade, and I've played millions of hands of low-stakes online poker. I see beginners making mistakes every single day, and these are the top 5 that are probably costing you money. Number 5, overvaluing overpairs versus passive players. So one of the top mistakes that I see beginners making, and we've all been there, is when we're starting out, is stacking off with overpairs. And what you need to realize is that most of the players at the lowest stakes are pretty passive. And in general, when they start raising you, check raising you, or just regular raising on the turn of the river, what I call the big money streets, chances are your overpair is not good. A lot of these players are playing many, many tables, and they're not just picking on you out of the blue. That's a spot where you need to be folding your overpair. Number 4, too much slow playing and not enough value betting. So another common mistake that I see a lot of players making at the lowest stakes is not value betting enough versus the calling station. The vast majority of players at these stakes just like to call. You can't win a big pot unless you build one against these kind of players. Slow playing is not a good idea versus these players, and I'm talking about hands like top pair or better. So just make sure that when you have top pair or better, just make sure that you're consistently betting. Don't be afraid that you're going to scare them out of the pot. If they fight back, if they've got something you're beat, they'll tell you. But you need to build that pot against them in order to win a big pot at these stakes. Number 3, deciding whether to play a big pot or not on the flop. So something else that a lot of beginner players struggle with is not making decisive decisions on the flop. A lot of the times you have a mediocre type hand, perhaps a middle pair, some sort of weak draw, and you need to be making decisive decisions on whether you're going to play a big hand, whether you're going to play the hand aggressively, or just fold. If you find yourself just calling down with a mediocre hand a lot, chances are you should have folded on the flop. Number 2, making bad decisions pre-flop that put you in tough spots later in the hand. Another one of the biggest mistakes that I see newer players making is making poor decisions pre-flop. In poker, everything starts before the hand. I call this the snowball effect. You make poor decisions at the top of the hill, it gets worse and worse for you. One of the biggest problems is calling out of position with marginal hands, especially the trap hands that can easily be dominated, hands like perhaps King Jack, Ace 9. Really, you need to be folding these hands pre-flop most of the time, and if you see a spot to profitably 3-bet, then you can take that opportunity as well. But calling out of position is usually going to lead to just more problems for you later down the road in the hand. And number 1, recognizing tilt and being able to quit. And the biggest mistake that newer players make at the tables is tilts. It's really important to be able to recognize tilt. Some of the common signs are playing too many hands, playing more aggressively than normal, and also having a hopeless feeling that you're going to lose every single time. It's really important that you're able to recognize these signs and also understand that poker is a long-term game. We don't want to be getting our ego involved in a single session and trying to win a bunch of money back when we're playing poorly. When you recognize the signs of tilt, it's really important to just walk away from the game that day and come back the next day with a clear head.